Hi guys, I want to welcome you back to my channel today. I'm going to do a little something different today that I'm hoping to do from time to time, and that's spotlight on an author. And this is going to be Christian authors primarily, but just people that I have begun reading after or have read, either Christian nonfiction or in the fiction realm, that that are making an impact. And the one today is probably fastly becoming my favorite author. I came across AW Tozer in my FBI course, and he had several references. We were studying the attributes of God, and there was several references to his book, Knowledge of the Holy. So I decided I was going to read that book, and so a friend had it, and I borrowed it, and like within the first chapter, I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna have to own this book because I want to mark it, highlight it, all the things. It is such an impactful writing, and so that's led me down the path of pursuing. He has tons of publications, so I thought what we would do today is talk a little bit about Tozer and his life and kind of how his ministry came about, and then how it spanned over his lifetime. And I want to show you the books that I have that are his, and hopefully you guys in the comments can let me know if you've read any of his books and what impact it's had on you. So let's start with just a little bit of biography, and this is according to Wikipedia. I just pulled up kind of a overview of his life, and he was born in 1897 and lived till 1963. His full name is Aiden Wilson Tozer, which I didn't know that till I did my research today, so that's interesting. And he was saved as a teenager in Akron, Ohio. And I do have notes, so if you see me looking down, it's because I'm referring to my notes. So he became a Christian as a teenager in Akron, and then in 1919 actually started his ministry as a pastor. And he pastored for 44 years. So he had a long ministry in the church and had multiple congregations throughout his ministry. I will say this, he had 7 children, which is another fact that I didn't know. I knew he had a long ministry history, but I didn't really know anything about his personal life. So he had 7 children, 6 sons and 1 daughter, which is very interesting. Another couple of facts that I thought were interesting is that he never owned a car. So he preferred to travel by train and did not ever own a vehicle. So that's interesting. I don't know if he had a fear of being in a vehicle. I'm not sure what the deal was with that. I didn't see anything about that on there, but very interesting that he only traveled by train. And while he was a minister, of course, probably at that time, ministers did not make huge salaries, but he did have lots of famous works, even as he was alive. But it says most of the proceeds and royalties of his writings was donated to the needy. So I also read that the biographer James Snyder, who I guess wrote the biography about Tozer, which I've not read, and I may try to do that, said that he did have some problems in his personal life and with his family just because of the fact that he was constantly in ministry, traveling to speak, writing. So he was consumed with his ministry, and that's great. The writings that oh my goodness, they're just phenomenal. But I guess that was at maybe a cost to him personally. And then I did want to point out a couple of things. So I have The Knowledge of the Holy, and this book was absolutely phenomenal. I have tons of things underlined, and this book was so impactful. I mean, just the way he words things and speaks so eloquently about the attributes of God in this book absolutely blew me away. And like I said, I first was introduced to some of his quotes in FBI, and because we were studying the attributes of God, and then that led me to want to read the book. I will tell you that this book, The Knowledge of the Holy, was named in the top 50 books that have shaped evangelicals. I mean, I'm saying it has to be in the top 10. It doesn't tell me where it ranks, but I'm saying it has to be top 10. And then I am trying to collect all of his books physically to add to my library. I have Alive in the Spirit, which is a book that he also wrote. I think I listened to this primarily on Kindle, But and then this one, what's really funny is this one was compiled and edited by James L. Snyder. So a lot of his works ended up being compiled, like from his writings. So this is one of those. It was a really good book. But like I said, I purchased the physical book, but I listened to it. And I don't know about you, but if I'm listening to an audiobook, of course you don't get the opportunity. I'm usually in my car or doing something else that keeps me from taking notes. And that's why if I come across a book I love, I will get the physical copy. So I feel like this is a book that I will go back and revisit, and that way I can do some highlighting and things along that line. And I'll tell you that the top of the book says this is never before published. So this is a work that was compiled from his writings, probably after his death potentially. And then I picked up it's called the Essential Tozer Collection. And in this it has The Pursuit of God, The Purpose of Man, and The Crucified Life. And I've not read any of these yet, but I will tell you this, in my research, it said that The Pursuit of God is named to the top 100 books of this century. And that was in 2000. So I think that might have to move up on my list after I read that. So I really just wanted to jump on and kind of talk to you guys about him. I feel like that, like, we'll call it the old days, that these men were so sold out for God, that they were just on fire for God. And not to say that we don't have that in today's society, but I just feel like in today's society we have so many distractions that keeps a lot of Christians from being sold out, me included. So back in the times when there was mostly just pen and paper, I don't know, the men were so inspired to write such beautiful things, and really, I don't know, it just almost seems like it was a little different. So, and my God hasn't changed, right? So I feel like what's changed is our level of the ability to quiet our minds and hear from God. And I feel like people like Tozer and C.S. Lewis, they just had the ability maybe to step aside from life and really connect with God. And that is really what I want to do as well. So I'm trying really hard to find those moments of quiet and like concentrate on books like this and really use them to grow my spiritual journey, my spiritual walk, and connect closer to God because of that. So anyway, this is a fun little series that I'll put in from time to time, and just kind of highlight some of these Christian authors and some of their works that I have read or would like to read. And in the comments, if you guys have read a Tozer book that impacted you, I would love if you would leave a comment about that, what the name of the book was, and maybe a little bit about how it impacted your life. And also, if you have any recommendations for authors that you have, read after that you really loved, I would love for you to comment that as well. So at that, I think I'm going to wind this video up now. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next one.